Is Madonna headed to divorce court tonight? Showbiz Tonight is all over these wild stories about Madonna's marriage meltdown. After some 8 years of being the wife of Guy Ritchie, is Madonna about to become the ex-wife of Guy Ritchie? And wait until you hear about the connection to the bitter Paul McCartney-Heather Mills divorce. Tonight, Showbiz Tonight with the very latest, making news right now. For a while now, there have been whispers that the marriage of Madonna and film director Guy Ritchie was in trouble. But now, Showbiz Tonight can tell you those silent whispers have turned into outright shock.
News of Madonna and Guy Ritchie possibly breaking up is huge, and you can see that it has garnered attention across the globe.
Showbiz Tonight can tell you multiple British papers, including the reputable Times of London, are reporting that Madonna has met with a high-powered divorce attorney. People.com has interviewed a friend of Madonna's.
A source tells People that Madonna has not yet filed for divorce, but says that the two of them haven't been together in a long time. Madonna is based in New York preparing for her upcoming tour, while Guy, meanwhile, has been in Europe spending time away from her.
But even though there is no formal breakup at this time, no one sees these reports as a good sign. After all, you don't see a mechanic if your car's running well, you don't see an exterminator if you don't have a pest issue, and you don't see a divorce attorney if everything is good at home.
When you hear about a celebrity consulting with a divorce attorney, that's a bad omen.
Madonna and Guy got married in 2000 and are raising 3 kids together. Their 7-year-old son Rocco, 2-year-old son David, whom they adopted from Malawi last year, and Lourdes, Madonna's 11-year-old daughter from a previous relationship.
That's enough.
Except for the bomb Swept Away, which Guy directed and Madonna starred in, the marriage has been relatively free of public drama, unlike Madonna's first marriage to actor Sean Penn. But that's begun to change in recent months.
Madonna and Guy Ritchie have been battling rumors for months that the two of them were headed for a split.
Despite an appearance at the Cannes Film Festival in May, Guy and Madonna rarely have been seen together lately. And when Madonna showed up without Guy for her induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in March, eyebrows definitely raised.
This was a once-in-a-lifetime moment for Madonna. Common sense dictated that, of course, her husband would be by her side at such an honor.
Madonna's camp tried to put the best face on it. About a week after Guy's no-show at Madonna's Hall of Fame induction, her publicist told Showbiz Tonight, quote, "I am delighted to confirm that Mr. and Mrs. Guy Ritchie remain happily married. All is well and wonderful in the Ritchie household." What a difference 3 months make. Because when Showbiz Tonight reached out to Madonna's camp for a comment about the new divorce attorney report, the response was a terse no comment.
They're not even making an effort to say, you know what, they are okay.
Now, Showbiz Tonight can tell you the divorce attorney Madonna reportedly met with is no stranger to scandalous celebrity splits.
Madonna has reportedly enlisted Fiona Shackleton, who is a very high-powered divorce attorney in the UK.
Shackleton represented Prince Charles in his divorce from Princess Diana. And more recently, she repped Paul McCartney in his divorce from Heather Mills, who got less than a quarter of the $250 million she'd asked for. Mills thanked Shackleton by pouring water on the lawyer's head in court and blasted her outside.
Fiona Shackleton is very sadly handled this case in the worst manner you can ever imagine.
And if a bulldog like Shackleton were to represent Madonna in a possible divorce, things could get interesting. The Times of London reports that Madonna and Ritchie do not have a prenup, meaning that if there is a divorce, up to half of Madonna's estimated $600 million fortune could be up for discussion. But that's a big if. Right now, the only thing anyone can say for sure is how unfortunate the whole thing is.
If Madonna and Guy Ritchie are indeed splitting and headed for divorce, it's very sad.
It is very sad, but exactly what the heck is going on here? Is this actually just a case of the 7 or in their case 8-year itch, or is Madonna actually ready to look for a new guy? With me tonight in New York, Jane Velez Mitchell, investigative journalist and author of Secrets Can Be Murder, which, by the way, is now out in paperback. Nice, Jane. And in Hollywood tonight, Darren Kavanaugh, attorney for the California-based Kavanaugh Law Firm. All right, guys, here's what I find really telling. As recently as March, Madonna's publicist just flat out denied that there was any trouble in paradise, as you heard. But when Showbiz Tonight asked about a possible divorce now, she changed her tune to a terse no comment, and this woman is a straight shooter. So, Jane, I'd have to imagine that is not a good sign.
We don't know for sure, AJ, but it's a very bad sign. Whenever a reporter calls a publicist for a comment on a rumor that turns out to be false and they know it's not true, they don't just say no comment. Usually they say, that's totally off base. Check your sources. Get your facts right. They are very emphatic. In this case, the no comment does speak volumes, but I think of all the points you've mentioned, the biggest one is when she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he reportedly did not show up. I don't know about you, but if I was in love with somebody who was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I'd be there with bells on. But we got to give him credit. I mean, 8 years, for a superstar couple is like 50 years for a regular couple.
That's very, very true. Yeah, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction in the music biz, that's a pretty big deal. Another huge sign on top of those couple of signs, the fact that Madonna would go to somebody like a high-powered lawyer such as Fiona Shackleton, who of course is known for big-time celebrity divorce cases like Paul McCartney, as we pointed out. Darren, it seems to me she probably just didn't go over to Fiona's office to share a spud of tea.
No, you typically don't just stop in for a cup of rosy, as the English like to say. But Guy Ritchie better learn very quickly to look on the bright side. At least now he won't have to suffer through any Mr. Madonna jokes, and he will no longer have to defend his casting decision in that god-awful movie Swept Away. So there is some upside to him, although Madonna does not do anything by half measures. So he better beware, and perhaps better just cut off a limb and quickly book an appearance on Dancing with the Stars.
Well, you make a couple of very good points, among which the fact that she does nothing by half measures, because this is something that's come out of all of these different things floating around that's made my head spin. The fact that the London Times, a reputable newspaper, reporting that Madonna did not make Guy Ritchie sign a prenup. Now, we all know Madonna is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and she's also known for being a brilliant businesswoman. Jane, are you like me? Do you just find it hard to believe that she wouldn't have a prenup?
It is a shocker. You can't imagine any of her financial advisors, and she's got to have a lot of them, letting her do that. However, as you've all been saying, she's her own woman. She's headstrong. She makes her own decisions, and she does nothing by half measures. And she is a romantic, and love when you think it's going to last forever when you're in it. And she was maybe temporarily insane, on the love drug. But I don't feel sorry for her, because even if she loses half of all that she has, she still has $300 million.
That is something to keep in mind. And again, we have not confirmed, nobody has actually confirmed whether or not there was a prenup involved. It's just something that the London Times, again, a reputable paper, is reporting. Now, Darren, I know you suggested that Guy Ritchie may want to cut off one of his limbs if this divorce does go through, but really, if there is no prenup here, should Madonna be seriously concerned, aside from the fact that she'll still have, $300 million if half is taken away? I mean, how much could Guy really get if that is the case?
Well, I don't think Madonna needs to be seriously concerned about her financial future, but Guy Ritchie does stand to make tens of millions of dollars if this all works out in a manner favorably to him. So, and of course, she may decide to let him keep his manhood. So there is tremendous value in that.
Yeah, I mean, how can you possibly put a price tag on that, Darren? I guess you make an excellent point. To wrap up this discussion, I should write that down. Darren said she may let him keep his manhood.